Coach, first of all, you have made it, my man. Congrats. We've talked about it, and coming up Saturday, we finally get to play some football.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. And, yeah, we made it. We're almost there, and I'm really excited to get going. Last time we were here, we weren't quite sure, and, shoot, now we're a day away from getting on a plane, so we're really excited.
Mark mentioned this in the early part of the segment, Coach. I got to be honest, 2,000 and some tests and one positive, and that's it. I mean, you talk about commitment, accountability, maturity, whatever the case may be, your program has shown it. That's a remarkable stat in the protocols we now have to go through to get college football going.
Yeah, it is incredible. And, I give credit from the top down, from the leadership of the school to the doctors, to the training staff, to our staff. But ultimately, I give credit to our players and the sacrifice and the buy-in and the, showing how much they love each other by, not going out, by not doing the things they're not supposed to do, and for looking out for each other. Because truthfully, we haven't had any tests positive other than the one that came here with it. And I cannot thank these players enough. And it makes me so fired up to be here and be their coach, and makes me realize, too, what a great decision I made coming here.
All right, Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot. We led off the show today. I got a package from Jerry York, Hall of Famer, multiple Hall of Famer, Boston College's all-time great hockey coach. Handwritten note, sends treats for my dogs, Chester and Fuller. I've got nothing from you, so I'm going to let you pass on that. So the only way I'm going to let you get off the hook easy, though, is that you can go ahead and announce who the starting quarterback is going to be Saturday against Duke. So it's all yours.
Well, I think maybe I must have had the wrong address, because I sent you a much bigger box than he sent you, and I sent you multiple letters from the whole staff. So you should probably check the mail, and hopefully it will be there in a few days.
I knew I was getting no answer from you.
I figured you'd ask about the quarterback situation, and I respect that. And if you want to text me Saturday morning before we play, I'll tell you. So give you the heads up. We know who the quarterback's going to be here. Our team knows who the quarterback's going to be here. Truthfully, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I told you 2 days before a game that we didn't know that. So that's, we want to respect the guys, right now, and keep that between us. And when we kick the ball off, the guy will run out and be our quarterback. I didn't want to turn this into show a highlight video on who quarterback one was and, put this crazy thing out there. That's not me. And our quarterback didn't want that. And he didn't want the distractions. And I respect that. And that's going to be who we are as a team. I'm not going to be this guy that hides things on the depth chart and tries to play games with people, because that's not me either. This is our best situation right now. We have two great kids who competed really, really hard, two really good players. And I'm excited to see what our quarterback can do on Saturday.
Jeff, let me tell you something. And Wes knows we've actually had this conversation on the air. And I've told Wes, I said, I'm not a coach, never have been, don't want to be. But I said, if I was a coach, I said, I wouldn't tell any of you folks in the media anything. I actually watch Bill Belichick press conferences because I think he is brilliant, because I know he's got a plan to say absolutely nothing using the minimum amount of words. And if you don't like it, that would be a you problem, because my job is to coach the football team. So your answer, I have so much respect for, because it's like, hey, you want to know who the quarterback's going to be? Guess what? Get a ticket or watch the game or listen to it on the radio, because you're going to find out on game day when we come out of the huddle who my man is. So I totally respect that answer.
I appreciate that. And because you respect it, I'll definitely send you a whole bunch of goods, so don't worry about it.
Okay, Coach, here's the thing I said to Mark. Your COVID, doesn't matter to me. At least early on, whoever the QB is, his best friend are those 5 guys in front of him and 26 at the running back spot. I mean, not a lot of guys get the job to take the first snap or even take snaps late in the ball game and have 5, stones of granite and a sledgehammer like David Bailey carry the ball. I mean, to me, that maybe is your best friend if you're the quarterback on Saturday for Boston College, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, whoever we put behind the center, he's got a great offensive line blocking for him, great offensive line protecting for him. And, to throw the ball, you got to be able to run the ball. And we have good backs. We have multiple good backs. And I think people are going to see that when they turn on the tape. Bailey's going to be a problem. He's big, he's strong, he's going to be really hard to tackle live. And we have other backs too, and Garwa and Levy, and I'm excited to see what all those guys can do. But whoever does play quarterback for us, you got to be sure that O-line's going to get after it. And it's a great, great group of kids.
There's no question that you are terrific up front, and there's no doubt that Duke saw a team last week in Notre Dame that was terrific up front. When you watch tape, what really jumped out at you, the way Duke did a really pretty good job on the defensive front against that Notre Dame offensive line.
Yeah, I think Duke did a great job on defense and offense, truthfully. I thought the defense played hard. For a first game, I thought they tackled well. They ran to the ball. They kept the ball in front of them for the most part. If you look at that game, guys, I know you guys watched it. They're a play away from that whole thing being different in multiple plays. I give Duke and Coach Cutcliffe and that staff a ton of credit because they went out to South Bend and all this stuff and really could have beaten them. And that's a good football team. Duke's an underrated team, in my opinion. I have a ton of respect for them and their players, and they could have won that game.
All right, I want to flip to the other side of the ball. Tell me about Luke Beckett, because here's a kid who was announced last week as a grad transfer, comes right in, and I saw the depth chart. He's penciled in to start at tackle on Saturday in an ACC game. How fast has the curve been for him? The old adage, drinking through a fire hose. How much was he able to get done, obviously, to be penciled in as a starter?
Yeah, he's a guy that, he has a lot of experience, and he's smart and he's mature. I compare him to my time in the NFL. He's like an NFL vet. He came in, very mature, acted like a pro, did everything the right way, kept his mouth shut and just worked. And he showed up on the field, and he's earned the right to start right now. And we'll see how many snaps we can get out of him, but very, very glad he's here. I thought our staff did an unbelievable job recruiting to get him. I know we had to battle some SEC schools to do so, and we felt he was a great fit for us, and he felt the same way. So just really excited he's here. We needed depth up front, and he'll give us some of that depth.
Coach, I know that you try to take care of everything known to man, but it's been strange watching football the first couple of weeks with empty stadiums. Obviously, in the state of North Carolina, you're playing on the road at Duke. No fans allowed at any place, whether it be the Carolina Panthers, a college game, whatever the case may be. I know you guys just want to play, and you'd go play on rocks or where the moon if it was necessary. But any preparation in terms of an empty stadium and how that changes your approach in any shape, way, or form?
No, not really. I imagine it's going to feel somewhat like practice, right? It's probably going to be weird the first time I run out of the tunnel with our team. It's not how I dreamed of it all these years. My first head job, running out of the tunnel, looking around, and nobody's at the stands. It is what it is, though. We're happy we're playing. The guys are fired up. The whole issue with the crowd noise is going to be interesting. So we've just tried to play the noise throughout practice, offense and defense, because of the rules. It will be interesting to see if they turn it up here and there in between plays or what that's going to be like. But we've really focused on ourselves, and we're going to go out there, and regardless of who's in the stands, we're going to do the best that we can.
We've kind of talked about staples of the program, things you want to see. What surprised you most about game week preparation? Anything caught your eye that maybe you said, oh, okay, maybe this will be part of this team that you hadn't found out through your camp?
No, I think the last 2 or 3 weeks as we got closer and players started to realize that we really are going to play, they really ramped it up in the preparation, in the work, and just, their commitment and their buy-in. It's really, really impressive to see their buy-in and how much they care about each other. As far as this week goes, it's, obviously it's our first time as a staff, and, we're trying to iron out some of the little things. And, I thought maybe I'd have a little bit more time to do football, but, all of a sudden you get pulled here, you get pulled there, you get this kid in your office, that kid in the office. I'm lucky I have a great staff with 2 great coordinators that I can really rely on. And my number one job this year is going to be to look out for this team and make sure these players are okay. And that's going to really be the big focus on my first year as the head coach here. There's nothing that's going to be more important than me making sure these players are in a good space. And I'm gonna do that throughout the whole season.
Coach, we obviously wish you the best, and BC is obviously priority number one. But I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, given the fact you come from Ohio State, an incredible program. And yesterday was really a humongous day for the Big Ten to announce that they're coming back to college football. And I said from day one, as a college football junkie, you want everybody who's put in the work to have the opportunity to perform and showcase what they can do. And I know BC Duke is priority one, but if I could get a comment from you just regarding the Big Ten being back in college football, because I do think it's good for all parties involved here.
Yeah, college football needs the Big Ten, just like they need the SEC and the ACC and all the other conferences out there. Like, I want all these players to be able to play and all these coaches to be able to coach. I mean, I hope the Pac-12 comes back. I hope the MAC comes back. I hope everybody gets a play. If we can play safe, let's go play. And I don't want it to be, this conference isn't playing. No, like this is college football. I want everybody to play and let's go compete. And at the end of the day, anybody who wants to win that national championship, they're going to want every conference and every team in there because they're going to want to say we were the best. And I don't want to have any excuses. So just really fired up for the Big Ten and all those guys out there. And hopefully the Pac and everybody else will be next.
Well said. We wish you the best, my man. Look forward to those treats,
I appreciate it,
too.
guys.
Thanks, Coach.
I'll get Coach York to send you more. Thanks, guys.